Rachel Holt for NESN.com, joined by John Halpin of Fox Sports. John, thanks for joining us.
Anytime, Rachel. How you doing? I'm ready for football.
I'm ready for football, and everyone else is too. And luckily, the regular season starts this Thursday, so we don't have to wait too much longer. Let's talk about the Eagles for a quick second. Sam Bradford traded to Minnesota, so he's gone there. Carson Wentz is looking like their guy. He's going to start week 1. Is Carson Wentz a reliable quarterback, in your opinion?
Reliable is a tough word to use. I will say that if I was drafting a backup still, Carson Wentz is a guy I wouldn't be shy about, and here's why. He's going to struggle. We know that. He's a rookie. He came from a small school. There's going to be growing pains like there are with most rookie quarterbacks. But Carson Wentz can run, and that makes up for a lot of deficiencies in fantasy football. He's someone who he's going to be able to take off even when he struggles. If he goes 12 for 27 for 150 yards and a touchdown and 2 picks, but what if he runs for 40 yards and a touchdown? That makes him a viable fantasy option, let's say, in bye weeks or maybe if you're playing matchups with your quarterbacks. I think even with the struggles, Carson Wentz can be a halfway decent fantasy quarterback.
This year we saw some preseason injuries, as we always do. Any big surprises that came out otherwise this preseason?
This might be more reality than fantasy, but I'm really shocked at how the thing with Jared Goff worked out with the Rams. You know, they drafted him first, they traded up to get him, and he just hasn't worked out in camp. And I don't think it's a long-term concern necessarily for the Rams. He'll be their starting quarterback at some point. But for a guy who they invested that much in, you would have thought he'd be ready to step in week 1, especially at a Case Keenum, who's just sort of a placeholder and a guy who's going to hand the ball off to Todd Gurley. I'm kind of surprised at that, and I'm curious to see how that shakes out.